What's going on, everybody? It's that one guy here, and I am back. I know this video has been a promise in the making for quite a while now, and of course, it's very, very late. Seeing how I'm a couple of days into the new reforged Megatron Spotlight that was released, and now the Jetfire one is over and done with, and here I am releasing the last mission. So my apologies. Um, to be very honest with you, I don't play this game all that often, and the only times when I do play this game is just, I guess, to complete the spotlight missions, record a few gameplay, play alliance missions, and that's it. Outside of this, I've caught myself playing Asphalt 9. That's a fun game, but I feel like that's slowly like the enjoyment I used to get out of that game is coming to an end too. If you ever play that game, I guess for me what did it was when the Chevron got released, and I was like, I don't want to deal with this anymore. Yeah, so I put that game aside, and I play this game here and there. And another reason why I don't play this game as much anymore is just like with the recent developments of Forged to Fight. Um, I, I, I I don't have any concrete evidence, obviously. I don't think anybody does. It's just like the evidence that everybody puts out with regards to this game's demise. It's just it doesn't look that like the future of this game doesn't look too bright. Um, Yeah, so I've put this game, as just like a thing I do. It's sometimes becoming to feel like a chore, and I'm sure there are a lot of I don't mean to dissuade people from playing this game continuously, because this game is a lot of fun. Don't get me wrong, the times that I play this game or I've played in the past, I've had an absolute blast. Um, Even all the grinding, uh, I enjoyed it, but like in my mind, it's just like, why would I want to continue, you know, playing this if I know that this game is going to meet its end sometime, you know, and this equates some players, even myself, not even spending. Not that I'm a heavy spender by any means. Um, I buy like the seldom, like I used to buy the seldom deals here and there, but not anymore. I'm trying to play this game free to play. If I need to grind out the arena, I do that. Um, but I just, this game to me, with the way Kabam has been treating it, has just been absolute rubbish. Um, Moreover, just a lack of response that Kabam gives to the community with regards to the future of this game has just been, it's been very disappointing. Like, I'm sorry, I know I already talked about this topic in the last video. It's just I just need to like get it off my mind. Because like the least Kabam can do with all this reforged spotlight missions is to also introduce reforged alliance missions, and I can't say why they can't do that. It's bizarre to me. um, I I came up with the well, I need to say I came up with the idea, but like I talked about maybe there's some licensing issues with this game with Kabam and Hasbro, and that's why they can't release any more new bots. But if we're going to be retooling the spotlight missions and say the arena, which by the way, I don't even know what changes they've made to the arena. Seems to me the rewards are all the same. Um, but like the least they can do is at least update the alliance mission um, bots that players currently go up against. I can't be bothered to do that. It's so bizarre to me, and to me it like, again, I don't know the inner workings of this game or how simple or difficult it is to make a change. but the least they can do is just switch up the bots, and you know, that'll really appease a lot of the players, because there's only so much you can take after dealing with Primal. Um, wow, I'm forgetting names now. Rhinox, Cheetor especially. God, I absolutely hate Cheetor. I don't even play, like, I'm not, like, thankfully, in my battle group, I'm not the one going up against Cheetor. And those that do, and they do it flawlessly at high level difficulty, you know, kudos to you, hats off to you guys, because you guys are just absolutely incredible. I used to be able to do it, but I feel there's only so much a 4-star drift or whatever can, you know, really do against Cheetor before you get hit by a combo once and you're dead. So, yeah, I mean, I really wish they updated that, and I don't understand why they won't. It's just so weird and bizarre. Yeah, it's just, I don't know, man. Just reflecting back on this game, I had a tremendous amount of fun when it first came out. Or rather, I should say, when it was available in the beta stage, way back in the day. I remember I used to play this game for 3 hours straight, and my phone would get absolutely hot. And this was on my old Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge, and yeah, I would play the crap out of this game, grind a lot. And I remember my first alliance was this alliance named Clunkers, and it was the first time I was also exposed to the line community. And he's like, yeah, you got the leader of Clunkers, CLNK, that's their tag. And I believe they're still active to this day, which is awesome. Yeah, I remember being like the top player, like in my battle group at least, because I was just like the most active, and I guess I had a better grasp of the mechanics. And then I was made into an officer, and then the alliance leader apparently had to quit over something. I forgot what it was. And then next thing I know, he just hands me the he hands me the keys to the alliance, and I'm like, wait, what just happened here? And so I left that immediately, and I was in search of a brand new alliance, because I was like, I'm not going to be a leader. I have no idea what the heck I'm doing as a sole player myself. And then that's when I joined. Well, I was looking for a bunch of alliances to play in, and I recall I put in my application for like Force. If anybody knows Force, they were like this really old school OG sort of alliance, and they had like one of the best players there. It was up there with like OVK, like OVK was called Overkill, OVL, Force, Alpha, like those were like the top 5, you know. I applied for Force just for shits and giggles, and the guy added, and the leader at that time added me online, and he starts interviewing me, and he's like, do you have any Force, wait, no, what was it? Do you have any rank for 3 stars? Because at that time, tier 1 alphas were like the most rarest of resources you can get, and the only way you could get them was through the weekend deals, and it would net you like what, 100 100 essences out of the, what was it, 10,000 you had to get. And yeah, so it's like, yeah, you gotta keep buying the weekend deals until you get a rank 4, and with your rank 2s and rank 3s, you won't be able to cut for this team. And I was like, all right, well, screw you, dude. So, you know, he rejected me, and then that's when I heard OVK and OVL, the top 2 alliances at that time. Well, top 3, because Alpha was always a contender for the top spot. And yeah, so turns out that they were making a new sister alliance, and OVF was going to be the new one. and I joined that one, and I stayed in there for a very long time until we changed ourselves into OVK, because the members of OVK and OVL, they merged into a brand new sort of alliance called OVH, and then it was OVH at the top, then OVL, then OVF, and then there was OVD. They came after, and then when OVF came into existence, we were like top 25 at that time. And for me, I was like, this is insane. I can't believe I'm at the top 25 leaderboards for alliance missions. And then I'm sorry if this is like a very boring subject, but like I always like to think about, you know, like my time playing this game and like the history, you know, with regards to that. And yeah, so at that time we were led by this guy named Ryan, and that guy was just absolutely awesome. And then at some point Ryan had to leave the alliance, and during this time I should mention that I also became an officer, but I became to learn more about the game and how an alliance is led and whatnot. And then Ryan had to leave, and then he appointed me as the leader of OVK, and that was fun. Fun in the sense like, oh my god, this is like a fresh new experience, and this is really awesome. It was really stressful at some points because any alliance leader knows you're always looking for a new player once somebody has left, and this was the case every now and then, and it was just really frustrating because every week you would have a player leaving, and you're just like on the lookout for brand new players to join you. And people would leave for a variety of reasons. Like some would not be able to cut it for the difficulty that we were running, and or some just like would leave entirely and go to a brand new alliance. Would go to a different alliance and ditch us, and we'd be like, all right, well, this guy's on a blacklist. Or we would be swapping players between, you know, the alliance family, the OV family, as you would call it. And I was the leader of OVK for a very long time, and I had a circle of officers that was just absolutely amazing. Shoutouts to Golden Shadow, Chad, Ray Pugh, and who else? And Ryan. Ryan was in the officer chat, and he would advise me from time to time. But those guys are just absolutely amazing. So shout out to them. Ray Pugh left the game, unfortunately. Golden Shadow and Chad still play the game. Oh yeah, and sorry, I forgot to mention there was another officer. His name was Vertby. I'm not sure if I pronounced that correctly. Vertby? Anyway, he was also an officer, but he had to leave because we were playing at such high difficulty that it was too much for him to keep up, if I recall correctly. And so yeah, I kept the helm of running OVK for a very long time until last year of, I think, January, and that's when I had to call it quits because it came at a point in time in which running the alliance became turned into like a job, and that's when I realized I really was not enjoying this game at all. So I left the game entirely. Well, no, I didn't leave the game entirely. I just essentially stopped playing for alliance missions or play in an alliance, and I would just do things solo. And I did that for a couple of months until what happened. I did this until March, until I decided to come back, and I was confident again to play this game in a very high competitive level, because the difficulty that we were playing at OVK at that time, like say it was January, I think the highest that we played was like level 35 in map 3. And why is the game stop? Oh, okay, that was weird. Yeah, so that's the level of difficulty we were playing, and I was okay with that. And then so when I came back, that's when I reached out to Chad, because Chad had moved on to Kaon, the alliance that I'm in right now. and they were top 3 for a very long time, with Forge being the top alliance, and I think Spark at that time was top 2 or top 4, and they would, you know, change places with like Omega here and there. But Can was always consistently top 3, and at that time, we didn't have this bracket of, say, alliance mission rewards. It was just like top 1 gets this, top 2 gets this, top 3 gets this, so on and so forth. And being a top 3, it was still very valuable. And so I decided to join Kaon, and then as soon as I started to join Kaon, I was like, okay, I can sort of handle this. You know, it's a little difficult because they were playing much higher difficulty than I was accustomed to in OVK. And yeah, so I've been with Kaon ever since, and it's been a blast. And I eventually became an officer for Kaon. There were a few periods where I would take a break, you know, as high level alliance mission can be very stressful. If you ask any player that's been in high level difficulty, they will tell you, like, you know, either you're extremely good and you're able to just ninja your way through any bots, and I had the pleasure of like coming across a lot of skilled players, a lot of them, and yeah, either you're a ninja or you're not. And the difficulty that we would play sometimes, especially a period where like the top 4 were like just being very competitive with one another. It was absolutely insane. We were pushing our rosters to the brink, and yeah, that was fun. That was a lot of fun. And yeah, so that's my story for my career in Forge to Fight. As you can see here, we're finally wrapping up this video. Yeah, I'm going to be uploading the new Spotlight missions very soon. I have them all lined up, and you'll get to see those soon. And it's my pleasure for you guys to watch my videos, and thank you for watching again, and we'll see you soon. Cheers.